The Empire is no longer, and the Beskar has returned. When one chooses to walk the way of the Mandalore, you are both hunter and prey. How can one be a coward if one chooses this way of life?
Welcome everyone, this is Master's Joke, also Master's Joke 75 on Instagram. So I'm still waiting for the Star Wars Acolyte Retro Collection to arrive, as well as episode 2 and 3, you know, the box set, which I still find strange that they've put episode 2 and 3 in just one box. But you know, it is what it is, and I love the Retro Collection. It's my action figure of choice out of the retro, vintage and the black series, because I just love it, because I'm a sucker for nostalgia. So I remembered that I haven't opened up my Armourer, which I picked up for £5 in St Evenage's lame closing down sale. Now they've obviously moved now to a Sports Direct at the Roaring Meg in St Evenage, and I bought the Mandalorian box set when it first came out, but I didn't have the cash to splash, so I only got one of each. So I've bought a second figure of all of them. Just never got round to getting the Armourer because I never saw her as, you know, for a good price. So yeah, she was in there, £10. Everything was 50% off. So I got her for a £5, and I think that's a reasonable price. Does look like a really good figure, and I really love the Armourer. Emily Swallow, she plays it perfect, so straight. And what with the Armourer's Forge playset, which is now available for pre-order, £60.99 at Hasbro Pulse. It's a lot of money, but the set does look really good. I did watch Boss Bounty do his review, and just buying those little LED lights that he put inside the Forge, honestly, blew me away. Yeah, £60.99 is a lot of money. I'll probably wait. I mean, I love it, I want it, but I'll probably wait until it is reduced. Similar to the Indoor Bunker, which I got for stupid money. I think I got it for £36 in Lame, you know, the old one in St Evenage. But yeah, I think I will wait, because I don't think it's worth £60. I just think that's just too much. I think Hasbro being a little bit greedy, but at the end of the day, you don't have to buy it, and I'm just choosing to kind of wait. But then you've got Moff Gideon's Imperial Light Cruiser Hallway. Wasn't sure about it because it's black. It will get really dusty, but I really like it. I like that it's got a kind of it's got more floor space in it. So you've got yeah. The tentative 4 set is great, but the corridor is quite thin. Doesn't give you a lot of room, and you know it's kind of accurate to the corridor in Star Wars: A New Hope. But Moff Gideon's hallway, there's just more room in it, more room to set your figures up. I want it. I definitely want it. Currently selling for, well, it's £60.99 on Hasbro Pulse. On the Lame website, because Lame have got a good few deals at the moment. Don't bother going in the shop, it's full of rubbish. Well, it is if you go to the St Evenage one, the new one, very disappointed. But on the Lame website for pre-order, £48. Let your eyes be your guide. That is a great price. I think it's due out maybe the end of this month. I'm thinking of putting, I've got to do my Christmas list for the wife, so I'm thinking of putting it on there. But yeah, that does look good. But yeah, the Armourer's Forge set looks fantastic. But unless there's any deals, I think I will wait until it is reduced. It might take a year, but I can wait. I've got so much other stuff that I need to open and play with. So yeah, so the Armourer. So this is my original Armourer that I bought from Star Action Figures when it first came out. So this hangs on my wall in the toy room. And I know you can get it cheaper. I mean, there's one of the shops that me and Chuffy Futter saw in Great Yarmouth. They've got loads of Armourers. I've seen it. I think I picked up one for Chuffy Futter from Forbidden Planet for like £5 or £6. It was like cheap. So you can still pick her up cheap, but it's a really good figure. And looking at Boss Bounty's review, it does look like it's in the playset. It looks like it's exactly the same sculpt, but she's now got soft goods, which I think she should have. I know there's extra bits and pieces in the forge, but yeah, she does look really, really good. And I really want the set. I really rate the figure. But one of the nice things about the retro collection is that she has, and I didn't realise this, but she has got soft goods. So that is a nice little bonus. I think it's a really good figure. I love the image that they've used on the front of this. I think it would have been nicer if they used a more kind of gold paint application on her helmet. But you know, it's retro collection, so it's supposed to be kind of basic. So yeah, I've got no real issues. So this is quite an old figure. So I'm just looking on the back here of what figures were included. So the Beskar Mandalorian action figure. So that's been released twice now. It's a good figure. I rate it. The Death Trooper, I've got loads of them because they're brilliant. They're so retro, just like the original Stormtroopers. Obviously the Armourer, you've got Ahsoka, she's been released twice. Bo-Katan, I've got a couple of her. She is great. I love Bo-Katan, it's one of my favourite characters. And then you've got Boba Fett as well, and he's a great figure. I love the way he can actually hold his gun in, you know, proper retro, old school nostalgia overload. He can actually, you can put the gun on his holster, and that is proper good. It's one of the early ones. The card back is a bit thin, but yeah, I'd forgotten because my Armourer is in the actual box set that I got from Star Action Figures, so I couldn't remember what she actually looked like. But yeah, looking at it, she's got a bit of elastic around her soft goods, so it kind of just sits there on her shoulders. But yeah, it's a lovely looking figure. For £5, let your eyes be your guide. Worth every penny in my opinion. So I'm gonna get her open, and there's only one way. There's only one way to do this. So yeah, I mean, it's been a while since I've opened up a Star Wars figure, but I've discovered that it wasn't actually Christmas 1984. It was Christmas 1985, where I got all my Star Wars vehicles and figures from Tesco's in Edmonton Green. So yeah, there's only one way to open this figure, and it's just like it was Christmas 1985. So let's do this. Right, so this is the way. Check out the Armourer in the bubble tray. Yeah, she looks great. Absolutely amazing. Got a nice bit of weight to her as well. So I'm going to get her out of the tray, have a proper look. Her hammer reminds me of, is it Ned B? You know the Ned B, the yellow droid from the Obi-Wan Kenobi series? Yeah, that hammer does really remind me of his. I'm sure it's not the same sculpt. But yeah, I'm going to get her out and we're going to have a proper look at her. And here she is. Honestly, I'm blown away. I always say that. But I'm blown away by this figure. I think she looks absolutely wonderful. I've had to turn the lights on because it's November, isn't it? And it's I thought it was going to be a sunny day today, but it's gone dark again. So, but yeah, she does have a little bit of weight to her, which does sound quite offensive, talking about Emily Swallow like that. But yeah, I do think the retro collection, some of the figures are heavier, but it does look really, really good. I love the gold paint application on her belt, but I wish they'd used that same gold paint on her helmet. That would have been really, really nice. It's a lovely moulded figure because obviously it's a brand new sculpt. But what does it for me is the soft goods on her shoulders. I think it looks great, and it's just held on by a little bit of elastic, as I mentioned earlier. But if we look at the see, this is my armourer who she's in my Navarro Cantina display, and it's a decent figure. But if you look at the moulded, I mean, what would you call it? It's like a cardigan, isn't it? The moulded cardigan it looks alright, but it doesn't look as good as the actual soft goods on the retro version. So in theory, you could take this off, and you could put this on when it's played, if you could be bothered. I think it looks decent enough. And anyway, you get a new version now, didn't you? And she comes with like a rocket jetpack as well. So yeah, I wouldn't bother. But yeah, I definitely prefer the vintage collection paint applications. But it's a far superior figure. But I love the innocence of the retro collection. I think they've done a really good job. I mean, even like the skirt, the moulding, the breastplate, brilliant. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a look at her accessories, which are just exactly the same as the vintage collection one, but they're kind of more kind of basic 80s retro. And then we'll set her up. Right, so here's the armourer's hammer. So I'm just trying to get it into focus. So yeah, definitely got Ned B vibes about it. But it's a nice heavy duty kind of big sculpt, just like the 80s. It's not the kind of thing you're going to lose. Yeah, it does the job. Yeah, I'm happy with that, and it's quite decent plastic. It's not flimsy or anything like that, so you can't really argue. Can't really argue with that. So yeah, it's quite decent. And then you also get trying to get it into focus. What do you call these? Prongs? I can't remember. I can't remember what they're called. That's one of the things about the Star Wars action figures. They never actually tell you what the accessories are. Oh, I know what it is. It's on the tip of my tongue. But it's pretty decent. Quite flexible plastic. But not flimsy rubbish like they've done in the past with the vintage collection and also the Black Series. Got a nice sheen to the plastic as well. Yeah, so it's a decent accessory, and you get two of them, 2 tools for the forge. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. So let's set up Emily, see what she looks like, and see if she's worth £5. Right, I've got both armourers stood right next to each other. On camera, the vintage collection one looks slightly taller than the retro, but I don't know why that is. I think it's just I think the horns on the Darth Maul style horns on the vintage, because they're gold, they stand out more, whereas the retro one are kind of brown. But yeah, both figures are great, but the retro collection, in my opinion, is the best one. It's got soft goods, it's got lovely paint applications on there, and it's nostalgia 1980s overload, and I'm a sucker for nostalgia. Really happy. 10 out of 10, any day of the week. £5, great price. I just never got round to picking her up. I think she's worth a tenner any day of the week, but I just never got round to it. I remember before the St Evernage branch closed, a load of Armourer's retro collection went in there, before they started reducing everything. And I was tempted, because I've always wanted to pick up a second one so I could open it. So she'll be with all my other retro figures. But I mean, look at that. you cannot fault that figure. Looks great. I mean, obviously, she would have looked better with a gold helmet to match the gold paint applications on the belt. But you can't have everything. And knowing Hasbro, I'm sure they will do a re-release of this figure for the retro collection. And I've got to be honest, I would probably have my retro armourer in my forged playset, because that's one of the, I mean, the retro collection, what is missing, I mean, I love it, but what's missing is they need to re-release some old vehicles, like Slave 1, for example. I've got both versions, Shadows of the Empire and the original Kenner version, which I got, was it my original, which hangs in the toy room. £4, let your eyes be your guide. Bought it with my cousin, £2 each, from Tesco's in Seven Sisters. I absolutely love that ship. But they need to re-release, similar to Power of the Force 2, re-release some of the old ships and figures and mini rigs, maybe some new mini rigs for the retro collection, because I'd buy them. But I do love that you can use the vintage collection play sets with your retro figures. Like, and an example of that is the Endor bunker. I actually absolutely loved having that in the back garden in the summer. Also, I've just done some research, and the actual what did I call them? These things are called, and they need to put this on the actual card backs, but they are actually magnetic tongs. Now, I've never heard them called magnetic tongs before. And the hammer, I've had a look, it's not the same as Ned B's. Ned B's is like a plain hammer, whereas this is the same. It's the same style hammer as the vintage collection, as well as what Emily had in the Mandalorian show. But the hammer is actually called a precise gravity hammer. So there you go. Who knew? Who knew? You know. Do you know? I mean, my channel. I always do research before I review a figure. Always. You know. Let your eyes be your guide. But yeah, very happy with this. 10 out of 10 any day of the week. And yeah, I think she looks great. And also, you know, the vintage collection looks great as well. And I look forward, maybe next year, to picking up the Armourer's Forge playset. But stay tuned, because I'm definitely going to stick Moff Gideon's Imperial Light Cruiser Hallway for £48 at Lame pre-order. Let your eyes be your guide. Definitely going to put that on my Christmas list with the wife. 100%. Christmas next month. I can't believe time is just going so quick at the moment. One of the things though, if you do order from Lame, Lame's got some good deals on at the moment. But if you do order from Lame, they say, similar to Star Action Figures, if you order a pre-order and then you order some like figures and bits and pieces, or even a game, everything comes together. So you'll have to, you know, I think it's due the end of this month, but if it's delayed for any reason, everything, your whole order will get delayed. I just hope you don't deal with Daniel at Lame if you ever do need to speak to customer services. But that is the end of the video. 10 out of 10, really happy. Let your eyes be your guide, highly recommended. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It lets me know you care. It also helps the channel. And I'll see you in the next one.